Excel series class, why you should take massive action during social distancing. I actually taught this class earlier today. I forgot to flip on the switch to record the class for a few minutes at the beginning. So this is me at my computer recording just the intro again real quick, and I'm gonna plug it right in to where I left off and started recording earlier. So just doing the recording here, and I'll seamlessly run into to where I started recording earlier. So this Excel series of classes that EXP University, Curtis Dixon, Candice Garcia, I don't want to leave anybody out, all the way up to Dave Kennord, have done a fantastic job of fast tracking, bringing you just all these, exactly like it says, strategies to excel, all these classes taught by just amazing agents, bringing huge value as it pertains to a lot of what's going on now with social distancing and things. So great classes. Make sure you're catching them. Keep an eye on the training calendar. Keep an eye out on all the posts that are being made on Workplace to promote them and catch them. Huge value. We've got the time now to take these strategies that are being shared with you from top agents and get them into motion, get them implemented now that you probably have a little bit more time on your hands because of social distancing. So take advantage of these Excel classes. I'm going to jump through my intro here so we can run right into where I left off and started earlier. Take massive action. Now is the time to do it. Have the time to do it. Don't want to reiterate myself too much here. Whenever your class, and I'll touch on this real quick, always like to be super clear and to provide the best experience in my classes and touch on this slide. And this might look different, but please be utilizing whenever you're in a class, especially if you're new to EXP World, on the whatever screen your presenter is presenting on the walls of EXP World. Zoom in, make your experience a little bit better, make everything a little bit larger. If you take your cursor in your window, go to the top right of the presenter screen on the wall or the auditorium, wherever you're at, there are two icons. One of them is a magnifying glass. Use that, click that magnifying glass icon, and it's going to zoom in, bring that presenter screen on the wall and zoom it all the way in and maximize it on your window that you've got open for EXP World on your computer, making everything a lot clearer, a lot larger, and better to enjoy. So utilize that. Microphone button on the bottom right. At least myself, and I know most instructors, most people teaching classes, absolutely love the open format. If you've got questions, you want to add value, pivot off of something, your own experience off of something that we touch on, feel free to open up the mic, ask questions, and turn that red microphone is off to on, absolutely, and feel free to chime in with any questions. If you're not adding anything, you don't want to chime in, please make sure your microphone is off so we're not getting any feedback. It inevitably happens once in a while that we start getting a lot of feedback and it just kind of pulls back, and we've got to take time to figure that out. Chat box on the bottom left as well. Whenever I say that I'm sharing a resource or a link, that's where we're throwing it, into that chat box. So you can take that link, that resource, open it up and save it on your own computer, any means necessary. Feel free to throw questions in there as well. Also, if you're listening to this on your phone, message me on Workplace, and I'll touch on that in a second. But links and tutorials. I bring a lot of resources to pivot off of all the classes that I teach in the form of buttons. So the download button here, there's always going to look like that. It might be a different, watch now, and that may not always be downloaded. But any resources, PDF that I weave into the slides as extra resources off of what I'm covering, have that button, and you can click that on if you have the slides and get those resources. Same thing, I weave in these computer mock-ups that pivot to and link off to videos that go deeper into anything that I might be touching on that particular site. So keep an eye out for these links, tutorials, and videos to pivot off and add more value. A little bit about myself. I've got my professional pictures, but I thought, yesterday when I was putting this together, we're all at home, self-distancing, staying safe. I thought I'd take a self-distancing selfie and use that in here as well, wearing my usual EXP or real estate life attire. That's my work uniform most of the time. My name's Kevin Comiskey. I'm a product manager for lead generation, and I'm also licensed realtor here in Orange County, California. Message me on Workplace. I can't say this enough. I reiterate it. almost redundantly through any of the classes I teach. Utilize me as a resource when it comes to questions, lead generation, anything. Please connect with me on Workplace. I always share my link in the live classes, but find me on Workplace. You can find me, use the button here, first example of that button off these slides to find me on Workplace, and feel free to use me as a resource for anything and everything. If I don't know, I can at least get you pointed in the right direction for sure. So going to, with that, not going to go any further on about me. Going to dive right into where I started recording earlier and dive right into the class where I started recording. Massive action. Jumping into that, I'm going to weave these things together right now, so please enjoy. Sorry, last thing before I jump into that. If you're watching this as a recording, obviously, if you want these slides, another reason to connect with me on Workplace, if you're watching this as a recording out on Workplace or anything, find me on Workplace. You've got my name right here. Find me on Workplace, shoot me a message, and I can send you the link to these slides and resources real quick. So find me on Workplace, and I can get you these slides in a nice, easy link. Okay, let's get going with where I started recording earlier. I'll probably record it again next week. I'll be sharing this recording. I'm not sure what Curtis necessarily and the EXP University team are going to, where they're going to pull together all these videos, but I'm sure they'll all be together. I'll be throwing my source of resources on my profile as well, and follow up videos off of what I'm going with and covering. First question I always get to is the links to the slides. The first question I always see in any classes. I will be sharing the slides, so there's no need, especially since I'm recording it too. Now, no need to be vigorously copy pasting, taking screenshots of the slides. I will be sharing all of that in a simple link at the end of class here. Let you walk out from all my classes. I share a Google Doc that's got all the links in it for you to walk away with. So as soon as class is over, we wrap, get to any questions, I'll be sharing the links to the slides. Also on this slide, like I said, I'm going to start shooting videos like crazy, even more than I already do. And I've already started a library of videos as spin-off videos for going into further detail about the things I'll be covering. So I have a massive action video library that's clickable on this slide. When you have the slides later to get to this library, that kind of content in there will be growing exponentially. So that video library will be out there. As I'll mention through the slides here, there's a few things I just didn't get to do videos on quite yet, but they'll be added in there. So let's get to it. Why you should be taking massive action now. So many reasons why. First of all, so many agents and brokerages are retreating, contracting, and they're leaving a void, both with how they're developing knowledge. And you definitely don't have that problem here. You know exactly what to do. There's so many great classes on what to be doing right now. With who to be calling, there's so many classes in the Excel series on exactly what you should be doing. So while many agents might not have any clue what to be doing right now, that is not your problem. But as agents are retreating, marketing budgets are being contracted, there's a void that is left for you to be filling as an opportunity. So be expanding wherever you can into the voids that are being left and the opportunities out there to be getting new clients. And developing, obviously, with existing clients. You've got a captured, another reason why to take massive action right now. You have a captured audience, and that kind of ties in with most of us. I know I'm in California. We're shelter-in-place state. I'm not sure exactly what every state is at right now as far as what you can and can't do with real estate. But in California right now, at least in my MLS, you can't even put in open houses if you wanted to. So you have the time now, and so does everybody else. You've got a captured audience of clients, current clients, previous clients, and potential clients at home on their devices, as far as lead generation goes, on their devices, ready to pick up if you call, ready to be captured through any kind of lead generation you do. So the audience is out there and it's captured, ready for you to engage with them. There's so many ways, in many ways, like I just mentioned here, we can't even throw open houses if we wanted to. Definitely don't want to support that. I do think we all need to step back and be responsible. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but those sorts of things are not in our control right now. But there are so many things in our business that are still totally within our control and totally up to you on how you want to come out of this when the health concerns start to alleviate and we can start getting back to normal business. Evidence, I'm going to get in on the next slide. I'm going to show you, I'm going to be talking about several things, but as far as lead generation opportunity goes, and I'll show you exact examples. Google, Facebook, I'm more, with Google and Facebook as well, and I'm sure any Facebook specialists can support this as well. Google and Facebook traffic has not slowed down. You have like I mentioned, that captive audiences out there, so the lead generation opportunity for online generated opportunities through Google and Facebook, the impressions, people are on their devices, and I'll show you a little bit of evidence of that to confirm it. Differentiation. Now is the time, and why you have the time and the opportunity to be setting yourself up and establishing more differentiation between you and every other agent out there. Opportunity to set yourself apart with value and relationships. Now's the time to be working through those areas where you can develop your differentiation. Has your axe dulled? Going off of, you've heard those metaphors out there. We've had a great market run here. I don't think it's necessarily over. I think this is a blip, but I'm not going to get into what might or might not happen. But ask yourself the serious question: has your axe dulled? Have you been rolling along with it through a great market? What ways can you resharpen your axe so you're ready to go again when things start to alleviate? Especially, and another reason why to be taking massive action now, last one that I could at least think of, in the last 2 days, is if you're newer to real estate and you don't remember the 2007 recession. You might not, for those of you around, you've got some experience through navigating through that. But if you are not familiar with, how to navigate that from that recession, taking massive action is going to help you get through this first blip in your real estate career. Traffic, like I mentioned, the traffic is still out there. Impressions are still there to be had when it comes to online generated leads. Facebook, just grab the few articles that I've got evidence here for Facebook, for Google, but 2 articles for Facebook related activity, and the same thing's going to go for everything. But traffic has spiked because everyone's at home, and ad revenue has weakened. Supply and demand. The supply is still there. People are still searching, and they're on Facebook. The opportunity is there to connect with them through advertising or your organic posts, but ad revenue has weakened. That's telling me supply is up and demand is down. The opportunity is there. People are pulling back on the revenue. The ad revenue is weakening because agents and brokers are pulling back. So that space, that void is there for you to pull in and get your impressions because the supply is there, but the demand is out. Your competition has weakened, so that the opportunity is there. Same thing with Google. This is straight off of what we're doing with Making It Rain. We have not seen any drop off. There was a real peak here in February as far as impressions, and that's the main indicator I'm going off of with the Making It Rain program and the Google advertising we're doing. Impressions are still there. They're ticking back up. I'm interested to see where this goes. The few little blips here on the right are the Mondays coming out of some of the last 2 weekends and the scares, if you will, of social distancing. But people are home. The impressions are still there to be had, and the opportunity is there to take your unfair share as people back off, and there's more impressions and less agents and less marketing dollars out there. You can grab a bigger share of those impressions. What are you doing to fill your pipeline during this time? Still be investing. And when I say investing time and money. If money is, I'm not saying be irresponsible, and I'm going to get to that because several of these classes I've touched on. Rework your budget. And I've got a resource coming up for reworking your budget. I'm not saying be unwise with your money, But if you have the funds to keep pushing forward with your marketing budget and filling your pipeline, that's important, because where do you want to be 3, 6, 12 months down the road? Even if things alleviate in the next month, there's going to be a ripple effect for 6 to 12 months. Pulling back on filling your pipeline now is going to shoot you in the foot. And I don't quite understand why people are pulling off on their marketing budgets, because you're just shooting yourself in the foot for 3, 6, 12 months down the road, when you can start getting people in your car again, start getting out there for listing appointments. If you're pulling back now, you're shooting yourself in the foot for those opportunities in the future, because you're not filling your pipeline, and those opportunities go to other agents. Other agents are going to have people in their car coming out of this, not you. You're going to be struggling to catch up. And right now, there's only so much you can do with your current clients. You're not out and about, so you have the time. You're not too busy, and that's one of the reasons why some agents see the ebb and flow in business, because they're too busy working with clients, showing properties, managing listings. Right now, you don't really have that problem necessarily, depending on what state you're in. Maybe now's the time to be filling your pipeline, investing time and money, if you can, to be filling your pipeline. And so you've got those opportunities. What pillars are you filling your pipeline with? Everyone's saying right now, call your sphere. And that's my first question. Has everybody been calling their sphere, been calling their database? Yes or no? First question I'll get out there. Are people working their database, making those phone calls already? That's something you should be started last week. Very good. That's the first, fill that pipeline. And you heard that. I've heard that. I've caught all the other Excel classes so far. That's, the theme. Be calling your database. And I'm going to take that a level deeper here shortly. Be calling your database. That is the first and foremost thing. And all the trainers that have been teaching classes so far have mentioned, and I totally agree, don't talk about real estate. Call your sphere, see how they're doing. Come from that caring perspective. Absolutely. Don't be talking about real estate. But by doing that, you are potentially filling your pipeline. That is a good activity to be doing. Go crazy doing that. But what other activities? Online lead generation. What other pillars can you be pumping in? And when I say pillars, let me backtrack there. And that's a term that I picked up from coaching, is what lead generation pillars is your business built upon? Farming, open houses, work in your sphere, online generated leads. What are the pillars that hold up your business as far as lead generation? And what pillars are you feeding into your pipeline right now and taking massive action to fill into your pipeline? Claim your unfair share as things start to alleviate. Again, you don't want to be struggling to catch up. You want to be leading the pack, especially as we can get back out there. You want to be leading the pack. Do you want appointments set? Do you want to be getting on the phone with people today, generating leads, getting on the phone with, obviously, making phone calls to your database and existing opportunities, but you want to be able, generating new leads, getting on the phone, creating up, appointments for down the road. Obviously, you can do the Zoom meetings and everything. If you get on the phone with somebody, I'm a firm believer, you got to be going for the appointment. As soon as you talk to anybody, your goal has to be going for an appointment face to face. And I like meeting people at Starbucks personally. That's the way I'm scripted to meet people at Starbucks. But right now, we can't go meet people at Starbucks necessarily. But you can still do Zoom meetings and everything. And at the very least, set up meetings and appointments in a month, 2 months, whatever it looks like when we can get back out there. So do you want to have appointments scheduled? Do you want to have listing appointments scheduled? Listings ready to go on the market? Qualified buyers ready to get in your car? Or do you want to be chasing down business? And a lot of that business is already going to be scooped up by other agents that have been taking massive action. Quick plug here, and I've caught in a lot of classes, everyone's plugging their books and knowledge. That's fantastic. You've got the time now to be absorbing tons of knowledge. That's one of the massive actions you can be taking, is absorbing knowledge. Quick plug, 10X. Personally, 10X by Grant Cardone speaks to this massive action so well. Personally, I think everyone should at least read chapter 14, Expand, Never Contract, and it's going to get us back to our normal economy in no time if everybody read at least this chapter 14. And mentioning a few things that I spoke to, as people, things are tightening, and taking a defensive posture with reducing spending, there's opportunities because not everybody's taking massive action. And you want to talk about a motivating book, catch it on Audible, pick it up. Just my quick plug for a great book. And there's so many out there. Add this to your list. If you're working on reading, I'm seeing everybody looking for reading suggestions. Got to plug 10x. So as health concerns alleviate, is it your goal? And I've kind of gone on to this. For instance, if your goal is to have 4 listings ready to go, 4 listing appointments, 4 qualified buyers to get in your car, if that's your goal coming out of this, as soon as you can start doing those activities, what kind of massive action do you need to take? And going piggybacking off of 10x, you have to 10x. You have to take enough massive action to get in your mind that you have to take the amount of action to in your mind. What do I have to do to get 40 listings, 40 listing appointments, get 40 qualified buyers in your car? You have to have that mindset to go to 10x your efforts, because that's something we far too often do, is underestimate the effort that we need to take to get our goal. And if you shoot for 40 listings and you're going crazy with actions to get 40 listings, that's what's going to get you the 4 listings. Reaching out to your database is great, but it's probably not going to get you 4 listings and 4 listing appointments and 4 qualified buyers. It's going to take a few other things, working through one thing at a time. So taking massive action is what's going to get you to your goals coming out of this. First and foremost, making those calls. Already touched on it. I'm not going to touch on it too much. I want to dive deeper into some examples here. Anti-distance yourself from your database. Use kvCORE. A lot of us are using kvCORE or other systems out there. Every system pretty much has a dialer. And this is a great opportunity to utilize kvCORE and get it organized and utilize the dialer. Everyone out there right now saying, make the phone calls. I'm going to take it a level deeper and utilize the tools to help you make those phone calls. Utilize the kvCORE dialer. And that's one of the things that I didn't get a video done for yet, is the dialer for kvCORE. And I'm not saying, there's other dialers like Mojo and stuff out there. I'm not saying throw your database in and especially to clients and triple line dial people by any means. You don't want to be hanging up on your previous clients. But kvCORE, the mobile app's got a great dialer to dial one at a time. And that's going to help you, just plug everyone in and go through one at a time, make those phone calls. It's going to give you that nudge to keep making phone calls. It's going to save you that little bit of time, from dialing numbers. So get people into that kvCORE dialer on the mobile app. Get them organized first. Don't take too much. Hopefully you've already got it organized, but that's another massive action that you need to take. Organize your database. You've got the time now to organize your database. Organize your previous clients. Organize the labels and the hashtags as far as kvCORE goes. Get people's addresses in there. Get people's birthdays in there. Organize your database. Everyone's saying call, but call and organize as well. Because then you can take all those, if you've got all your previous clients labeled and hashtagged as previous clients, or you pull it up as status, you can put all of them in the dialer and call them and have the dialer help you with making those phone calls a little bit quicker and nudging you to keep making more phone calls rather than taking breaks. So utilize that dialer. That's a suggestion. And organizing your database, it's a big, massive action to take. And the first thing, you should be focusing on one thing at a time. That is, I'm not disagreeing. Making the phone calls is number one. You can do online lead generation and everything, but making the phone calls is most important. I'm not going to get much more into that because that's being harped in all of the classes. One thing, and I'm so glad everyone's making the phone calls, because that is the most important thing. You should not hesitate at all. That should be something you've already been doing for the last week. Maybe already have done. If you haven't already, take this week and do that. Make the phone calls. But one thing, even with 10x, Grant Cardone, and that it's not unrealistic. He's not unrealistic about going hard. There are the times for a quick retreat. So making the phone calls, do not overthink making the phone calls. Make those phone calls. But after that, you might want to step back, retreat just a little bit, and think about just for a short period of time, and it should only, and in this time, maybe a day or two is what I mean, and plan your attack. Quick retreat to plan your attack, because first and foremost, making the phone calls, no hesitation there. But what is the next most dollar productive activities? What do you want to be focusing on? Might take a little bit of planning. So step back, quick retreat for a few days maybe to plan it all out, and then go 10x at that plan that you've created. Those plan that you should create, going through one thing at a time, massive action towards your lead generation pillars. So massive action, one at a time. Add or improve pillars. And personally, I like to say, stick to really focusing on 3 or 4 pillars. Your sphere, open houses, farming, Facebook, online leads, Google leads. Pick 3 or 4, especially right now. And either, if you're not at 3 or 4, and I'm not saying if you're newer, you might not even want to get to 3 or 4, but now is the time to add or improve. So for instance, if you have 3 or 4 pillars and one of them is FSBOs, now is the time to step back and really push and take massive action and 10x your plan for doing FSBOs. So step back, look at your pillars, and that should be the next things that you plan out is either what pillar can I add once you've perfected, and just do one at a time at perfecting them and going 10x. One at a time. Think dollar productive. And, always say being dollar productive is important, but, it is a slightly unique situation going on right now because you do have more time, and more time equals maybe you can focus on a few lessly immediately dollar productive things. So what things can you think about to save time, enhance your client's experience, improve the process? So not just lead generation, dollar productive, but think about those areas where you can save time, which are definitely, not directly in all cases, but they are dollar productive because time is money. But be thinking about one thing at a time and plan that out. And on that note, a few takeaways here. Working on a few things here, and I was going to release this. Just been working on it a few days. I didn't want to rush it. Is a goal setting worksheet for making a quantum leap during quarantine. That's another coaching term that I've picked up is quantum leap, making a quantum leap. So two things I wanted to share here, and let me grab them, is a goal setting worksheet. Setting goals, especially now because with what's going on, you might need to rework your 2020 plan that you created, or especially if you didn't, might have gotten shut down just a little bit with what's going on. Now's the time to step back, especially since you're home, and maybe create a whole plan a month at a time for setting these goals. So a few great PDFs here. Need a refresh real quick. Hold on one second. And with these, bear with me for just a second. I'm going to get to these 2 planning worksheets here. One of them's through Breakthrough Broker, and one of them is this document that we're working on and not quite ready to be released yet. So message me or catch next week's class. Message me on Workplace. Shoot me a message saying, hey, when you're done, send me that goal setting pamphlet, worksheet, whatever. If I get flooded right now with Workplace messages, that's fine. Message me on Workplace. As soon as we've got this Quantum Leap goal setting sheet resource done, I'll shoot it to you. Here's what that's going to look like in a nutshell. Not quite done with it yet. So helping you with an action plan, steps, breaking it down, because we don't know how long this is going to last. So breaking it down on a more monthly basis, and what your goal is and the action plan you need to take towards it. And especially, make a quantum leap, focus on April right now. What goal actions can you take during this month? What projects can you work on to knock out during April? Plan out. This is perfect. We're coming up on the end of the month here. What can you be planning out over the next 5 days and starting on to really crank out? Because we're going to be, in this shelter in place and self-distancing, I'll say, for the next month, at least for April. So what can you plan out to really kill it in April with? So this is the worksheet we'll be making available shortly. The other one is breakthrough brokers, and these are both clickable on the the slides when I share them later. But this worksheet, don't forget, in Workplace, I'm sorry, in the EXP Marketing Center, all the great resources in EXP Marketing Center, this is right in there. So if you go into Marketing Center and search for Success Plan in EXP Marketing Center, this is going to be one of the first things that pops up. Breakthrough Brokers, and it says 2018, but totally applicable for this year. Nothing's really changed. It's the same idea. So, I see a lot of the other classes are touching on redo your budget, work through your budget. Things are, changing up. You might need to tighten up things and be more savvy with your money. I want to take it another step further here and give you and point out this worksheet that's out there. And it's an interactive worksheet. In fact, I'll share it. It's on the slides, but I'll share it in the chat box right now so you have it. There's that. I just threw it in. Again, it'll be on the slides, but I just threw it in as a link here. Save you time from going into Marketing Center and getting it, but helping you budget everything out. Maybe you want to revisit all of these things and revisit your goals for GCI and everything else. Good worksheet to walk through and utilize as things has kind of shifted here. You might need to work your budget and everything and pull back and replan things to this extent. Great worksheet here. So 2 takeaways. Again, I like to bring the takeaways. And I'll probably have twice as many videos and takeaways next week. These 2 things, the Breakthrough Broker worksheet and the Quantum Leap goal setting oriented worksheet, resources on this slide and available, or soon to be available at least, for that Quantum Leap planning worksheet. I'm already gotten a ton of messages for that. I'll be getting back to all those people that messaged me for this Quantum Leap worksheet later. So we started about 10 minutes late, and I want to be savvy of everyone's time, so I might move a little bit quicker here. Again, catch next week's class as well. Potential clients, be ready. Take massive action to be ready to handle all these new clients you're going to be generating. You're taking massive action for the next month. You're going to be creating those listing appointment opportunities, be creating everything. Be ready. What massive actions? Be thinking about what massive actions can you take to be ready to handle that all these new clients you're going to generate while you're at home, social distancing. What materials can you prep? How can you make the process easier to save yourself time? What can you do to set expectations with your clients? The process-oriented things are going to be important to save yourself time. What can you take quantum leaps on to those aspects? And just a little, Elizabeth Riley did a great job of this. It was a class yesterday. I'm forgetting the instructor's name. I apologize. That did great ideas off of Etsy, and I've got to piggyback off of what they touched on with great Etsy ideas, great gifting ideas. Just coming off of this, something that I'm going to be doing is for buyers and for listing appointments. How cool is it going to be? And let me preface this. Don't go buy up all of these materials right now. You might have already done it, but until the supply chain is picked up with the sanitizing type of items, don't go buy a plethora for client gifts right now. Let the supply chain catch up. Delivering Wow. Thank you, Julie. That was a great class with even more about Etsy. Great gifting ideas for Etsy. Personally, for closing gifts for clients, I don't have a set necessarily gift that I always give. I go to what you've obviously developed a relationship with that client during the process. I know about them. I know what they like. So I go to Etsy and get them something particular to what they're going to love. Etsy's great for that. But put together sanitizing kits. How cool would it be if you're going for a listing and you put together a basket that, booties, gloves, sanitizer. Again, don't go buying all this stuff up right now. As supply chains catch up, and the stocks and the shelves are restocked with this, then go get this. Maybe put this off as an action item for later next month. Get these things ready. How cool would it be if you show up for a listing presentation, or drop it off as a gift for a potential listing, and you're saying, with what's going on, I've got your health in mind. And when we list your house, we're going to have all these items in place to keep your house clean and, you know, keep keep the virus out of your home with this with these packages. We're ahead of the game thinking about how to protect your home. They're, how that's going to set you so much up better, so much better for getting that listing. If you're still, even if you've acquired it for sure, it's going to put you in a great position. And if you're fighting for a listing, how far is that going to put you above every other agent that's going for that listing for that listing as well? If you've got them, that your client knows that you're thinking about their health when they're getting their house ready to list. Buyers, I'm going to get together a few kits for buyers and have them in my car. A home touring. I don't have a cute name for it yet, but I'm going to have a little basket so when they get in my car to show them properties, or in their own car, I'll give it to them if they're following me around on the buyer tour. The hand sanitizer, gloves, have that ready. Makes a great impression. Again, massive action. Take massive action when it comes to delivering that wow. Take all those things and massive action. Go 10x on those ideas. Work in your database. Nothing is going to replace the phone calls. Make the phone calls to your database. There's no replacement to that. But video is the next step. The next step is doing the video, sending out the videos. You're at home, do the videos, personal videos. BombBomb's a great tool. And not going to go into BombBomb now, but I teach XCamp in EXP World here every Monday as well, or every other Monday. I split that role. We alternate. Last week, I did a class on video tools. Videos for helping you put together nice videos, helping you do selfie videos. That video for XCamp, I've got linked on this slide. So if you're looking for great video tools, there's that video right there. You can watch it on your own at your own convenience. But I'm gonna do on this Monday coming up, I'm gonna be going over BombBomb. How you can be using that as a tool to send personal videos to your clients. So maybe right now you're reaching out to people and you're talking to them on the phone, but in a month from now, maybe mid-April, you want to do a video and send it to them. Send those personal videos, coming up in the next month. Do the video, let them know what's going on in real estate. You make that phone call now. You might not want to be talking about real estate unless they bring it up, but maybe you do that video in a month or so, few weeks, and you can start touching on real estate a little bit more. Get it out to the world. And that's what this last XCamp I did, helping you shoot those personal videos, the one-offs to your clients, but also do those recordings and get them out to the world. Get them on your kvCORE website. Get them posted. And I'm going to be coming out a video, again, coming soon. I'm trying to do as much and fast track content as much as possible. But if you follow me on Workplace, one of the next videos I'm going to be doing is helping you get video onto your kvCORE website as a and kvCORE actually just a video on this the other day too, so you can just catch that video in their video library, but get it onto a custom page, get it into your blog, and get it into your emails. So getting the video onto your site and in email templates is huge, and get it on the social media. So video tools here, the class I already did linked here, the BombBomb class I'll be doing next Monday, and get those videos out to get them out to the world and get them out to your individual top clients as well. Coming up on the end of the hour here, so let me fast track this. This is a good place to come to start coming to a slowdown here. Pillars. What pillars? More examples of how you can be taking massive action. I personally think one of the best areas is going to be open houses. People are gonna be, everyone's at home. People, especially when things alleviate, don't start doing open houses prematurely until it's safe. But sure as heck, when things do alleviate, people are going to want to get out there. They're going to be eager to get out there, and I bet open houses are going to be pretty darn packed because inventory is going to be down a little bit, and people are going to want to get out. So be ready to 10x your open house efforts. Get new signage. Get on to Build a Sign, or EXP affiliate. Get some more signs ordered. If you put out 5 open house signs right now, I hope you put out more than 5 usually. If you're putting out more, if you've only got 5 open house signs or only putting out 5, you've got more and you're only putting out 5, be ready to put out 20 or more, and buy some more if you need them. Be ready to go all out, massive action when it comes to holding open houses, because there's going to be an opportunity to scoop up clients when they all start getting back out there. Order more signage. And yeah, true, definitely. Check your area. Depends on what areas. Signage rules, obviously. Be ready to, if you don't know how already, be ready to promote those open houses on Facebook. If you might be saying, I don't have listings now, or I'm not sure what listings are going to be out there because things are on hold. Reach out, be proactive, massive action. Go out to other EXP agents in your area and see what listings they'll be having coming up as soon as we come out of this. And try and hold other EXP agents' houses open. If you don't have your own or don't know what's coming up, be proactive. Reach out to EXP agents in your area. Be ready. Know what houses are available to be held open coming up, and be ready to throw a killer open house. Take your open house plan now and 10x it. Be ready to kill it. Work on your scripting, your signage, all of those things to throw a killer open house, a mega open house. So much content out there on throwing a mega open house. Now's the time to get all that ready and be able to throw a mega open house in a month or so. Listings. Go 10x on farming, FSBOs. Reach out to your current homeowner database. Online leads. Be going 10x on how look at your follow-up and how you're generating online leads. There's great Making It Rain for generating leads. I don't really want to plug the program. That's not what this is about, but online generated leads, Making It Rain. Great programs out there for generating Facebook leads. Generate those leads and go 10x on your follow-up and how you're working those leads and bringing value to those leads. Real quick in the last few minutes here, and I'm going to be developing more of these things for next week's class. Other areas that you can be looking at for Quantum Leaps. Other areas where you can take those planning worksheets and plug it in as your main goal and build an action plan off of that. What actions you need to take to go 10x to take a quantum leap in these areas. Your personal branding, skill sets, negotiation. You could keep going here, but what could you be doing and action items to be developing your skills? Social media. You've got time now to open up new social media accounts. Maybe you've been talking about starting an Instagram page. Now's the time to do it and learn how to properly do it. Build upon your existing accounts. If right now you're saying my Facebook sucks, I don't post enough, I don't bring enough value, I don't connect with my clients enough, I'm not posting enough personal things about my life to build that personal relationship with clients, now's the time to go 10x, create a action plan, a goal for the next month for Facebook, and create action items on what you're going to do to develop that and what you're going to do to post more content. Now's the time you can make a quantum leap in agent attraction. Video, I've already touched on. Marketing materials, this is a big one. If you don't have a buyer or listing consultation done, ready to go, if you were to get a listing consultation today, schedule one today. I hope you're not scrambling, or if you were to set one up for tomorrow, are you confident? Could you print out or pull out of your files a listing presentation or a buyer consultation and ready to go for tomorrow? If not, you've got a month or more to be developing that content. If you don't have one, start with the buyer and listing consultation, the guides in the EXP Marketing Center. If you already have one, take it to the next level. I'll show you mine here, and I can make this available if you message me as well. I've got a pretty good buyer consultation I'm pretty proud of. Did it from scratch here. I'm going to take time over the next month to develop this and bring how, revisit this. How can I bring more value to my buyer consultation? I print this out professionally on bound, nice paper. How do I provide a luxury experience? How do I go? And I got to reword this because they're pulling back on pocket listings, but you can still use coming soon listings, and there's still always going to be listings coming soon that you can go proactively find. What I'm doing to my home hunter program, on what I'm doing to proactively find listings for my buyers, especially when inventory is low. What can you do to improve your buyer and listing consultations? Right now is the time, especially if you don't have one. Maybe this might be one of the top things that you knock out is what can you be doing to create a buyer consultation? Because right now, if I got off the phone with somebody that was, and I'm a big fan of buyers that are sellers. If I got off the phone with somebody right now that I knew had a house in my area, I would have a pre-listing package with a CMA and my pre-listing package at their door tomorrow. Can you do that? Do you have the means to do that? If not, get yourself in that position, because if you're scheduling appointments, you want to be going 10x on those things and not scrambling when your business picks up. Your listing marketing plan. What other ways can you bring value? Get your marketing materials. Make a quantum leap when it comes to your marketing materials. Lead generation, already touched on that. How can you fill your pipeline? How can you add new people into that pipeline? If you want to start targeting investors, if you want to start doing internet leads, making it rain, catch our Making It Rain class. Quick plug, Making It Rain class. It's on the EXP calendar if you want us generating some Google leads for you, for potential buyers and sellers. Your knowledge, how can you expand your skills? What books, classes, videos? You've got so much. Again, the EXP Expand, EXP University, Curtis, Candace, Dave, absolutely tremendous job rolling this out with agents doing these Excel classes. This knowledge, this opportunity to make a quantum leap with your knowledge, is right at your fingertips already. YouTube. And the one thing I do want to touch on is, don't spend all month just picking up on knowledge. You've got to, pick up something. Be careful that you're just not learning. Make sure you're taking what you're learning and implementing it. There's always room for knowledge and expanding your skill sets, but make sure you're implementing those things. Just don't get caught up learning for the next month plus, and then not make any ground and implement anything. Make sure you're implementing some of these things. Expand your knowledge. If you're not familiar yet with the EXP resources that are out there, like iSpy 360, which is so pertinent to what's going on now. If you want to shoot your listings in 360 or preview houses in 360 and send them to your clients, that's an exact example. Right now, for a client, I need to get to a listing and do a 360 video or even a regular video, because I've got a client that's about 2 hours away that is in the at-risk age range. And definitely, I sent him a listing, this couple listing over last weekend, and it's the perfect listing. Unfortunately, that's going to happen right now. The perfect listings are going to pop up for your buyers, and it's not going to be able to go see them, but they'll probably still be available. But anyway, get out there, shoot that listing if you can, depending on your area, and send them that video, because right now, especially with a lot of states doing contingencies with things, your buyers might be open, especially the perfect listing pops up. They might be okay with writing an offer sight unseen if you go proactively and make massive action to shoot a video. They might be, you can come in and say, hey, here's a video walkthrough. It's not, through the eyes of a professional. I love, you got to do professional photography and everything, but, they can make things look better than they actually are. So you do want to see things in person. But if you do a video, show them that house in person, send it to them. They might be open. You say, with what's going on, it would be easy for you to back out of this deal. If something happens, they might be more prone to, you might still be able to get things in escrow if you're being proactive with shooting video and getting it to your client and explaining to them that there are precautions in place. They're not going to lose their money or anything. You can alleviate that. Find a coach. Right before this class was the mentor program. Probably some of you in here that are thinking about getting a mentor, some of the mentors. Now's the time to find a coach and let them help you. KB Core, make quantum leaps with templates. Your organic lead generation. If you've been saying that you want to improve your website, now's the time to do it. Do a little bit customization. Get your templates, get your testimonials on there and everything. I want to make sure real quick that I am not okay. Perfect. There is no class. So we do have a little time to run over here. I do want to be cautious of everyone's time. I'm not running into another class now, so I'm going to keep going for just another 5 minutes or so, if that. Ideas from other agents, just real quick. I'm not even going to, it's not that important, but I'm using Instagram and Facebook right now and following, if you're on Instagram, follow the eXp Realty hashtag. I'm so proud of what so many eXp agents are out there doing on Instagram, and obviously seeing what people are doing on Workplace. That's first and foremost. But you can follow hashtags on Instagram. And when I'm going through my Instagram feed right now, I'm seeing a ton of what eXp any agent that's posting something with the eXp Realty hashtag pops up in my feed as a priority. And I'm seeing so much great content, and you can piggyback off of that content that give you ideas. Some agents are really good at taking the content that's released from eXp and getting it out on their Instagram and social media. And if that gives you a nudge to kind of what content you can also be sharing. So, be taking ideas from other agents. A few challenges for everybody. Reach out to your entire database. Touched on that already. Make sure you're doing that. So a few challenges over the next few weeks for you. Reach out to your entire database. Already touched on that enough. Organize your database. Touched on that. Plan out your April. Pick one eXp resource you want to get super proficient in, and understand and learn how you can leverage it for your clients. From KB Core as a whole, that's such a robust system, you might want to break it down even further than that. But Moving Hub, iSpy 360, pick one eXp resource. Express Offers, thank you, Express Offers, and become an expert at that and think of how you can leverage it for clients and go to massive action on getting it out to your clients. And then pick one tech marketing related resource. The perfect one, for example, right now is Zoom. How you can be doing appointments through Zoom. That's one you can immediately start implementing. So these are challenges that I make to you to knock out these things, action items. These are things that you can be knocking out. I challenge you to conquer these things. Wrap it up here. It's survey time, and love your feedback. eXp University, please, what can we be doing with that class? Want to make sure that I'm doing a good job, so rate me, please. Sharing this. Would love if you take the time to do this survey. There it is there. Want to make sure I'm doing my job right, bringing good value to you. Like I said, I like to bring a lot of aha moments, give you a lot of takeaways. The name of the class again was, why you should take massive action. You can reword that anyway. They'll get it. And again, my name's Kevin Comiskey. Thanks for doing that survey. If you take the time, more, and I'll catch on more of these next week. Script book, all of these great resources. But as promised, want to share this. So as promised, sharing the slides. I always share through all my classes. I share I share a worksheet with all the links. So this link I'm about to share with you as a Google Doc link is got the slides. So on this, all the links, including the slides, are in this link that I just threw. Last link that I just threw in the chat box, the link to the slides that I just went over. So click to view those. All the tutorials, videos, and the slides that I just went over, all that, those resources will be clickable on the slides. That's the first link on this document. The survey again, the massive action library that I'll be continuing to add to. That's the one thing I make sure I do with all my classes is do a consolidated view of these resources. And other resources. just off of other things in classes that I've done. I didn't delete them from this document. I just making it rain, my converting on leads class, other video libraries, script book. Let me go back to, that shouldn't be the case. I made sure. Okay, let me switch. I thought I switched it here. Darn, I thought I switched this. Let me change it so you don't have to be logged into your EXP. Let me change the permission so you don't need to be logged into your EXP account. So that new link should work. That new link, links and slides that I just threw in the chat box, that should be a link that is open to everybody without being in your EXP account. Give me a few thumbs up that people are still, that are into that document. Okay, perfect. Change the shared settings on that so you don't need to be in your EXP account. Keep an eye out. Last plug, keep an eye out on, for more resources that I'll be sharing in that video library, doubling up on content probably in my slides for next week. Thanks for doing the survey. Hopefully you got a lot of aha moments. That is always my goal. Never do a sales pitch or anything. That's not what this is about, obviously. You want to bring a ton of aha moments and resources. So hopefully through those resources I already shared, again, there'll probably be twice as many as by next week, videos. Hope you got a lot of aha moments. Thanks, everybody. Keep pushing. Go massive action. Keep selling homes. Happy home selling, everybody. Any questions? Sorry, we're over, and so I'm jumping ahead of myself here. Any questions I can help with? Any questions? Hey, Dwayne, replay for this training. I am recording it, and I'm going to be getting it I'll be sharing it with Candace and Curtis and whatever they want to do with the videos that they're getting for all of the trainers and agents doing these videos for the Excel series. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with the videos, but I am recording it and I'm going to get it to them. I'm going to be sharing it on my workplace page as well. So if you follow me, it'll be posted, but I'm sure they'll be consolidating all these videos into one library as well. So just keep an eye out. Follow EXP University, follow Curtis, follow Candace, follow Dave Kennord. They'll be sharing these resources. List of certified mentors. Reach out to the mentor program on that one. I don't have a list of certified mentors offhand. Carrie, the next class that I teach tomorrow, well, just to give you an update on classes that I teach a class tomorrow on converting leads on Thursday. It's on the calendar, converting leads. And on Monday, it is my turn to teach XCamp Monday morning, and I'll be going over BombBomb since that's pretty pertinent to what's going on right now. Maybe I'll do a twofer and do BombBomb and Zoom as well. Sue, you're in Newport Beach too. I'm in Costa Mesa. Let's get together sometime when we're able to.
Okay, thanks.
Let me catch any. I don't think I missed any questions. If I did, please open up your mic or throw them in there. Perfect. Making connections. Mentees and mentors. Love it. Does EXP have a discount for BombBomb? Not that I'm aware of, but that's something I'll check on before Monday. Any other questions? Make sure you use me as a resource. I always get redundant with this, but I can't say it enough. Use me as a resource. There's my workplace profile again in the chat box link. Message me with any questions. Sarah, thanks for that insight. I'll make sure I look into that special offering. And if there is one, lead off with that on Monday. Share with everybody. Carrie, if you are, meaning you can't get to the XCamp class, those recordings are always posted on the workplace group. I'm not sure what you mean by you can't get there until you're a full agent. But if you're speaking to the XCamp classes, they're always recorded and in the XCamp workplace group. Yeah, there's an XCamp workplace group where we're pretty good about posting videos. Thanks, Vivian. Okay, want to be cautious of everything. We started about 15 minutes late, and I'm 15 minutes late now. So message me on Workplace if you have any more questions. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. Happy home selling. Keep it going, EXPers.